doing? And so she went down to a school that she's been going to for 10 years now, the Ray Ford.
Yes.
You know, sometimes they call it Ray Ford School, sometimes they call it...
Yeah, it's a Ray Ford, it's an orphanage and school.
Right.
But it's a Ray Ford school.
Right.
At Tobar.
Right. So she went down to the Ray Ford Orphanage and School, which has a long-standing relationship and establishment in the community of Tobar. And, you know, really started paying attention to, when she came back, what was she going to say about what there is to be done. Now, I chuckle because Betty said at the workshop this weekend, oh, you're going there. You're going to northern Haiti. Oh, you're going outside Cape Haitian. Well, that's not the real Haiti. And I'm sure there were people in the room, particularly the students, who went, what does she mean? So perhaps you can explain that this morning. But the school is in northern rural Haiti, about an hour-and-a-half drive from Cape Haitian, yes?
It's about 12 miles, so it's roughly, they've improved the roads, so it's about 45 minutes. It's getting better.
Right, I like to say 45, but they kept saying an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's probably, it could be that long, depending on traffic.
All right. And so what?
It's like that long.
Oh yeah, the roads drive like an hour and a half.
Yeah. Is it 12 miles or an hour and a half? Yes. So she came back with a very compelling case. She said, look, there's this long-established school. It's very involved in the community, very respected in the community. And they have been contemplating doing some sort of vocational program, and particularly a vocational program for girls, high school girls. And they have this big warehouse, and she brought me pictures, and it's empty, and they would like to do something, but they just don't have the bandwidth or capacity for it. So this is where we should begin. And over the course of a year, we did a lot of research that just kept leading us back to the power of providing really thoughtful vocational education to young women. Okay? So we said, all right, let's start going down this path and see if we go down this path, what difference it can make in the community. Fast forward, after all this research, we come to understand that whatever could be available, healthcare vocational training, agricultural vocational training, you know, you name what might be appropriate. And we've actually done a survey with the community about what might be appropriate. A fabulous underpinning would be two things the community was asking for. Intensive English language training for the students, and computer literacy or computer-based education or computer skills of some sort. Fast forward one more step. We benefited from receiving a grant from an organization called Wave Place to provide as many as 75 laptops called XOs, or the One Laptop Per Child program, and intensive training for teachers and mentors. Okay, but we were gifted with this grant and these laptops, and they were frankly more than we could handle. So fast forward one more step. We partner with Hands for Haiti, which has been involved in the area for some time, and Providence United Methodist Church, and are able to make 75 laptops and this intensive training available to 3 schools. One that is Tremess, which Mark will introduce you to, a primary school, a new, budding, amazing primary school started by the community from nothing. Yes, Mark?
That's right.
And now, from everything I've told, a gem, you know, a school with true potential. The Ray Ford School that I mentioned to you, which is now K through 10.
K through 11. They just added one more.
Just added one more. And a school called Carmelo.
Yes, in Milo.
In Milo. All right? And last June, there was a trip made to introduce the laptops to the 3 schools, introduce the training to the 3 schools, and fast forward one more step, the UNC Charlotte Department of Computing and Informatics, through a program called STARS, went down as observers. I mean, on a whim, on a leap of faith, they went to observe the introduction of the program. So today, some of the members of that program are here, and we had an amazing workshop training last weekend where there were 22, 23, 24 people there. who were introduced to the use of the XOs, some of the content that's been introduced to the schools, and they're preparing for 2 weeks of trips to the 3 schools in March. Now, what's so fabulous about this? They're preparing for 2 weeks of trips where they're going to help add more content to the XOs and imagine what content can be added in the future. They're going to be looking at and already working on increasing, I like to call it capacity and capability, but it really means the issues of computer